and start. So, uh,
Mm.
yeah, yeah, I remember that we watched it with the part two of the interview, and now we want to, I think no, part four. Yes. We have a
Có.
list of possible sources of finance, and of course, we'll watch the second part of the interview again. Take the frames of financing is positive too. Did we do? I'm not sure. Yes, we did. I'm sure. I'm sorry. Yes, I
Yeah,
remember. Yeah, we did this part.
yeah.
Okay, so, and the last two parts of the interview, and in which Thomas compares failure and success in entrepreneurship and make notes in the table and then compare your notes with partner. Okay, so let's see. Two reasons
Mm.
for failure, three reasons for
Yeah.
success. Okay, so let me play the video. Just give me a moment. I think part four. Let me check it. Okay, five and six. Well, this is five. Okay, just okay, and um, oh, okay. Wow. I think them.
So a lot of businesses fail. A lot of them fail relatively early on in the first year, but they fail in the second, third year, and in fact, they fail at any point in time. So failure is part of the entrepreneurial process. And one of the biggest realization is that failure is not what you think it is. Failure is just a natural step in the evolution of creating something big. There are two types of failures, or in fact, there are probably many types of failures, but I think two are worth distinguishing here. There is the failure of the initial idea, where you thought you're doing something, you thought that you need to have a better application for buying cat food, and it turns out that that's just not that important. But in the process of doing that, you find something else, and eventually this leads you to a really promising opportunity. That is a type of failure that is just leading to you to changing your strategy. We like to call it pivoting, but you basically learn. It's just a set of experiments in which the individual experiment fails, but the process of learning continues.
Well, so first about the first part. So the first type of failure. Do you remember?
Mm. Yeah, that's not good. That means it's not good idea. So
Definitely.
maybe yeah, maybe they have to find a strategy to connect everything to be
Yeah, it's like,
a
yeah,
good
maybe.
product.
Yeah, just, they,
Yeah,
of course, people learn by trial and just,
yeah,
experience. Like, so we experience something, maybe as he said, the problem, the failure of the initial idea. So the beginning, the first idea. So you think that,
yeah,
okay, I have a perfect idea, so let's get started. But in process, you see that, oh no, it's totally different. So you need to change a strategy to improve it.
yeah.
Of course, yeah. And maybe your initial idea leads to
Mm.
something else that you don't expect. Okay, the second one?
That type of failure is completely healthy and natural, and every entrepreneur does it. The second type of failure is that you really start a business, you make some investments, and after a certain time, actually often more than a year, 2, 3 years down the road, you realize this just doesn't work and there isn't another pivot that makes sense. I have to pull the plug on this. That type of failure is more painful. There are big cultural differences about this. Doing this in the Japanese context can be terrible. Doing this in Silicon Valley is totally normal. So it depends a little bit on where you are. It also depends on how you fail. Did you fail because you envisioned a market that hasn't materialized as quickly as you thought it would? Or did you fail because everybody thinks you did all the wrong steps at all the key moments? So the latter part, that type of failure is more painful. It needs to be sort of handled a bit more. But even that, I would say a lot of good entrepreneurs have to go through that process or just do go through that process. And I think there what really matters is integrity. That whatever you can talk, whatever you can say about the business with hindsight, people will say he or she did the best she could, she retained her integrity, and that means that your career might be going off in very interesting directions.
Well, and the second one, the painful one, the first one was healthy, normal, but the second one, of
Yeah.
course, it's more difficult.
Yeah, yeah, I think I can use the word that it's not good at timing. That mean they become start the idea, so they set some vision and they invest, but they develop is not quick. That means it's slow, and maybe they miss the opportunity to yeah to launch the product into the market.
Yeah, maybe. So actually, yeah, in simple way, actually you explain like, yes, maybe after a long period. So you start, you try, and you put in all the effort, but there are different factors that affect this process. So what is this? After the period of time, maybe you think, no, not everything goes well. So sometimes
Mm.
people need to close the business, so this is
Yeah,
actually really painful. And I feel like especially after, so when it takes time and after that you say, no, I can't keep going. So not
yeah.
everything is going well and I can't do anything. So I need to close and stop it here. So of course, this is the second one. Okay, now, the reasons for success. So let me share okay, next one. The reasons for success. Okay. Number, I think this one. Well,
So if you want to start up your own business, or if you're thinking about starting your own business, what are the things that you should be looking for? I would say the first thing has to be some kind of a personal passion, some kind of an interest. If you're starting a business because you want to get rich, you're already on the wrong footing, and entrepreneurship isn't right for you. Because even though entrepreneurs do want to become rich, and there's nothing wrong with that, the motivation is never the money alone. It is always the process of starting something, the amazing experience of working with other people to build something new, or the product, the service. You actually really want to bring this idea to the world and you want to make that impact, create a dent in the world. And unless you've got that passion, I would say don't bother.
so the first one is
But personal passion.
perfect. Yeah,
Okay.
passion. That is your deep interest in something.
Yeah,
Yeah, of course, if
yeah.
you deeply like what you do, yes.
The second advice is don't think of entrepreneurs as the lone hero, the lone cowboy. Entrepreneurship is a deeply social experience. I highly recommend entrepreneurs working as teams. I am much more excited about seeing an entrepreneurial team rather than a single entrepreneur. Teams can help out each other, teams can complement each other, teams can go much further, but it's hard. So build a team, but make sure you choose your co-founders very carefully. Don't necessarily commit right at the start. Get to know each other and see what is the right combination of skills and personalities, and that will help you to, build the right team.
Well, and
Build your right team.
of course, definitely yes.
And the third one is learn to have some grit. Learn to implement. Entrepreneurship is maybe 10% inspiration, 90% perspiration. It's all about doing it. So you have to be willing to roll up your sleeves, get going. And the beauty of entrepreneurship is that you're going to be doing so many things in such a short time that the experience is incredibly rich, stressful, long work hours, but incredibly great for developing your own personality, your own skills, your own life experience. So be prepared for doing a lot of things you've never done before, and make sure you enjoy the ride.
So, and to
I think
have
yeah, learn to have everything.
just great. You heard the word great
So if you want
and
to start up your
sorry,
business,
let
if you're
me
thinking about starting your
stop it. Okay. Well, so great and working long hours. So
Yeah,
when they have grit, when they are determined to keep,
yeah.
yeah, to continue, and of course they work long hours. Perfect. Very good. Okay. Yes.
That mean work hard, right?
Grit. Yeah. Work hard and grit. As you remember, grit means determination. So
Mm,
to strongly continue something despite difficulties. So
mm,
it's really good word like uh, to have motivation. And actually, when you just despite obstacles, despite difficulties, you
yeah.
continue and you have determination. It means you have grit.
Mm,
Grit, as you remember,
yeah,
grit. Okay.
yeah.
Well, and the next one, let me share the board to see what we have. Just okay. Okay, and where is my classroom? Here. Okay. Well, communications. Oh, that is really important. So good topic again. Well, let's see. Let's answer the question first. Let's talk about it. So we have our first one. Let me see. Is the world a better place with communication technologies? Why or why not? What do you think?
Yes, I think yes. Because when the technology they, can help the people connect and everyone in the world can go closer than than before. So I think maybe it's help people in the world can connect and communicate
Yeah.
better.
I do
Yeah.
agree with you. So first, let's talk about your answer. So your answer actually was good, but there are a few mistakes, so it's better to correct them to make it more natural American conversational.
Oh,
Yeah, of
yeah.
course. So you said because word technology can help the people connect, okay, just because and word, so you don't need. Just word
Yeah.
technology, and so this is extra, so you don't need to. For example, you can say, "Yeah, I think so."
Yeah.
Technology helps people stay connected.
Yeah.
Helps people stay. What are these colors? Oh my
Yeah.
God, every day I see that, yeah, I change these colors. And now, so just little kids are so cute. Oh, teacher, let's change the color to this.
Yeah.
Okay. And as you said, now everyone in the world can get closer than ever before.
Yeah.
Get closer is good phrase. So I
Yeah.
think, or I guess it makes easier for people to communicate and keep in touch. Keep in touch is really good
Yeah.
phrase that you can use. So stay connected, keep in touch. Okay, the next one, what communication technology could you personally not live without? What communications technology?
Mm, yeah. I think maybe internet is the core of the technology. That mean yeah. if I have iPhone, you have iPhone, right? So if internet is not uh, consist, right? That means we cannot connect together.
Okay, so you mean it's not stable?
Yeah,
Okay,
that means that the internet technology is very important to
yeah, of
keep
course.
everything okay and
Yeah,
keep
of course.
everything connect. Yeah,
Yeah, of course.
because the phone and
Yeah,
person computer and everything
yeah, of course.
not
So,
work, not work.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
definitely. Actually, I think, as you said, internet is really the backbone of technology. So really
yeah,
important, the core, the main. Yeah, of course. So if you don't have internet access, human access, of course you
yeah,
can't connect. So
yeah,
you can
yeah,
use, if you don't have internet access, of course you can't connect each other. So
yeah.
yeah, yeah, I do
Do
agree.
you agree?
Of course, definitely, definitely. So I can't live. So especially for my job, I can't live without it. So if I
Yeah,
want, yeah,
yeah,
it's not. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
actually, it made everything. I remember that in the past when I was young. So when I started teaching, so maybe it
yeah,
was 17 years ago, like I was like, so go to school and back home. Just, I remember long hours. And after that, when I started teaching online, I was like, wow, it's so different, right? So it's better just stay home and have your own office at home, and then you can work when and who and just when just it's really easy. I think it made everything really easy.
yeah.
And yeah, the life was so hard without
Mm,
technology, and I definitely
yeah,
without internet, and I definitely agree. Of course, there are some downsides. We know that,
yeah,
especially for teenagers, youngsters, there's some downside, considerable, we can say, but totally, it's really beneficial for individual to use and to connect, to stay connected, and of course to work. So that's really good.
yeah.
Well, let's see. Which online digital tools are most important for workers? So email, yeah, of course, there's some. Internet 54, landline phone. No, no one uses it anymore. And so smartphone 24, social networking, like Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. Oh, really for? Yeah, I don't think. I think it should be different.
I
Yeah.
I different.
Ah,
I think I think I use social networks more than I think maybe 20 fif- 15 15 to 20%.
yeah. But let me see. Maybe actually we have the word worker here. So this is different. So
What?
yeah,
Yeah.
how, yeah, of course. So worker, maybe they don't have email just to stay connected to check
Oh
what
yeah.
they need. I think yes. So because of this,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
yeah, definitely it should be different because I
Yeah. Yeah.
think, yeah, maybe social networking sites for a person is, yeah, it should.
But I'm not sure. But I think landline phone not popular
Yeah,
in
of course.
Vietnam right now.
Not
Yeah.
everywhere. Nowhere. So we don't use them. Why we do? Why we need to use them? So like just call, Of course,
Yeah.
no. I
I
think,
only see uh, I only see landline phone popular in the hotel
of
when
course.
when I want to call the room service or call to yeah another service in the hotel.
Yeah, I think so. Like, especially I think we need to update the list. So it's like,
Yeah.
for example, I think social networking sites, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. So I think it goes maybe the second. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think the second or the third. What about landline phone. I think
Yeah.
so. The traditional phone. No, of course we don't use it. Yeah, of course. Yeah, we don't use it
Yeah.
anymore. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. Again, you need to listen to the report.
Yeah.
Honestly, so why?
It, it
Well,
okay. I
of
think
course.
it that is
Yeah.
the listen is the skill I need for now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think it's really good. Now I can see this actually progress, so it's really good. Now you can get in more detail, so that's perfect. Just keep
Yeah.
going. Yeah. Okay. Listen to the report on the survey in one into the impact of technology and workplace communication and answer this question. So first, let me underline the keywords here. The first one, what percentage of workers in the survey use the internet in their job?
Um,
And with regard to email and social media, what hasn't happened despite some predictions in the
yeah.
past? So, and what did the results show with regard to online distractions affecting productivity in the workplace? And how have company management attitudes changed toward the internet recent years? So, okay. And productivity, distractions. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
let's see. Okay, 10.1.
Unit 10, 10.1.
The internet and mobile technology have been integrated into every part of the modern workplace, and digital technology has brought about huge change. It's had a huge impact on the most sophisticated scientific enterprise to the smallest corner shop. Life on the job means you have to have access to the internet. In recent surveys focusing on adult internet users and the role of digital technology on their work lives, 94% of workers now use the internet.
So, okay, what?
94.
Yeah, 94. Very good.
Key findings include the fact that email remains the #1 form of communication when it comes to communicating with clients on a daily basis. That's despite predictions in the past that social media and texting might take over from email as the main form of communication.
So, number two, with
Yeah.
regard, yeah,
Yeah. But I miss the first words
yeah.
first sentence that.
Email. Yeah,
Yeah.
email still used
Oh
more
yeah.
than social, but in the
Yeah.
past, actually, it was predicted that
Yeah.
social media and texting will actually would go first. But now,
Yeah.
despite that prediction, emails still use more than social media and
Mm.
texting.
Yeah.
Video communication tools such as Skype have also increased in popularity because they allow us to collaborate with colleagues in other parts of the world on shared projects. Furthermore, the belief that being online provides too many workplace distractions and can have a negative effect on productivity was not supported by the survey. 46% of workers felt more productive, and only 7% felt that their productivity had fallen.
Okay, so about distractions, number three, according to the
Mm,
survey, so
46.
46, yeah, actually we heard two different
Yeah.
percentage. The first one,
Yeah.
46 person or workers felt more productive, so useful. But
Yeah.
just but only 7% of
Yeah.
actually workers felt their productivity had
Mm,
fallen. So I
yeah.
think negative side, only 7%, but 36%
Mm,
felt more productive. Now, I want you to listen this part again. Just try to get this. I want you to catch
yes.
this part.
Workplace distractions popularity because they allow us to collaborate with colleagues in other parts of the world on shared projects. Furthermore, the belief that being online provides too many workplace distractions and can have a negative effect on productivity was not supported by the survey. 46% of workers felt more productive, and only 7% felt that their productivity had fallen. Attitude
Yeah, had fallen to 7%.
70%.
Just 47.
70.
7. Yeah,
Uh-huh. 7.
7%. Of course, 7%
7. Yeah.
felt their productivity had fallen,
Yeah.
decreased. Yeah.
Yeah.
But 46%, of course, felt it's really, felt like, their productivity improved. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
attitudes also seem to be changing with regard to workplace policies on internet use. Well below 50% of the respondents said their bosses put limits on internet usage, such as blocking access to certain websites or controlling what employees can say or post online. That figure seems to be lower than previous results in similar surveys.
So companies actually attitude now
So,
is more controlling or less controlling?
let controlling.
Definitely. So company
Yeah.
attitudes are less controlling towards
Yeah.
internet use. Less
Yeah.
than 50% said that
Mm.
their bosses put limits on usage. Just 50% said. So, which is lower than in the past. In the past, yeah, the
Yeah.
percentage was
Yeah.
higher. Okay? Yeah. Now, listen again. Now we want to complete the questions, but
Yeah.
I think we need to do why we didn't get this just, running out of time tomorrow. So I think we need to look out and back in. So it's like, yeah,
Oh,
let's
yeah.
look
Yeah.
out and back in. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.